Welcome to the key ceremony for a deserving veteran from Homes for Our Troops.
Yep, we're going to show you firsthand what some of the money that has been donated actually goes to, and this is pretty exciting.
That's right. It's thanks to people like you who donate their hard-earned money for these veterans that this home has actually been made available for this worthy guy.
Yeah, so we're going to, in a minute, we'll show you all the good things that they've incorporated into this house that you wouldn't see in a normal house.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Things I've seen from the west to east, there will always be peace inside from home. Of all the places I've been, it never changes like that. Like an old friend that can come and go. This will always be my home.
So why the need for an adapted home? These veterans, as you meet them, as you look at them and see, we deal with the most severely injured of the post 9/11 era. So that means missing limbs, digits, burns, paralysis, blindness, all sorts of different injuries. But the places that they currently live in could be two-story, have steps in them, stairs inside, narrow hallways, narrow doorways, you name it. It's basically, it's not a completely safe place for them to live, recover, and rehab, and it certainly isn't fully accessible. So what they end up doing is depending on spouse, caregiver, or family members to help them complete some things, even though they don't want to, but they end up needing some assistance to do some of those daily things that we all take for granted. From getting up in the morning, taking a shower, getting dressed, going to work, coming back, relaxing, anything during the day, anything you want to talk about, getting something to drink, some food. They have challenges with some of that. And so in the end, what they've done is they've sacrificed their freedom and independence for all of us so that we can continue to enjoy the freedoms we do every day. And your home shouldn't be full of challenges. Your home ought to be your place of respite. Mine is. I like to go home. I can relax. Gabe needs the same thing, and he's going to be. All these veterans are going to be recovering and rehabbing for the rest of their lives. It's not over, and they need a place like this. So, Homes for Our Troops home. It's about 2,800 square feet. It's 4-bedroom, 2-bath. More than 40 special adaptations inside of an energy-efficient home, and it is completely safe and 100% accessible. When Gabe comes home from work in the afternoon, if he wanted to, pop his prosthetic off, jump in his chair, and he can get anywhere in that home. Matter of fact, he can do a 360 anywhere in that home in a wheelchair. They can now do the things for themselves that they were having to rely on other people to help them out with. So it's restored their freedom and independence. And as a result, it's reduced the stress and the burden on our caregivers, spouses, and family members. More than 90% of our veterans tell us after moving into their home that it's restored some or much of their freedom and independence. And also our veterans, more than 95% say after moving into their home that the stress and burden on the household, across the household, has gone down. Without any further ado, on this Veterans Day of 2020, I am very proud and humbled to introduce you to you, Army Sergeant First Class Gabe Monroe.
I'm going to start off by saying just a little bit about myself. So I consider myself a pretty hard guy, but I'm very emotional, so I'm going to cry like 1,000 times. Just putting it out there. I cry at the end of Rudy every time, and I cry at the end of Short Circuit. So that's just me. All right, so just keeping you guys aware. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I want to thank all the sponsors. I want to thank all the corporate sponsors, everybody who lend a hand, family members of those personnel as well, everybody who, from the person that laid on this sod in person, that picked up the broom to, brush off this sweep off the cardboard here. From the bottom of my heart and from my family as well, we want to thank you guys very much. Our country derives off of two type of people. Those personnel that are not afraid to work to pick up that shovel, and the other person is the person that's not scared to pick up that rifle to fight for our freedoms and for our country. So thank you very much. Joined the Army in 27 October 1997. Wanted to be an infantryman growing up, and my father was a paratrooper with 101st as well, so that's all I heard, stories growing up, so naturally I wanted to be a paratrooper and a grunt when I grew up. So as soon as I graduated college, off I went to be a grunt. I loved every second of it. There's some times where I ask myself what the heck I'm doing here, but I think that's any other job. Did several deployments, did a couple of deployments to Iraq, did a couple of deployments to Afghanistan. I was wounded on 24th August 2010 while serving as a platoon sergeant with 101st Airborne Division, 2nd Battalion 327, no slack. Makes me very proud to say that. Just like my son stated, you know, there's not a day goes by that I don't thank God that that day happened to me. You know, I could either choose to live off of the negative effects that, you know, poor me, so on and so forth, but it makes me proud in my heart that I was able to shed blood and give a body part to my country. That makes me so proud. So I would never take that day. With the recoilless rifle, it impacted about maybe 5 meters from my location. I was very fortunate in the fact that, yeah, I lost a leg. I got a good portion of my stomach taken out, a lot of shrapnel in my thighs, shrapnel in both of my forearms. But I was fortunate in the fact that the round exploded very close to me, so a lot of the heat when that round exploded cauterized a lot of my wounds. So immediately after I was wounded, I was blessed. Not even, seconds, thousandths of a second afterwards. So that's how I choose to look at it. So I will never feel sorry for myself because I was blessed immediately afterward. My life changed. The lives of my family changed as well. The life of family and friends changed as well. But everything was for the better. I think things happen for a reason. And I am so glad that it happened every single day. I got to meet so many people along the way. I got to meet the Loggies. I got to meet the Gonzalez's, the Huberts. I got to meet so many people along the way, and I'll never forget that. And I'll get to know these people for the rest of my lives. And later on, catch me offline, and I'll tell you some stories about Loggie. He's a weird guy. But I love the Loggies to death. They're out of control. Love those guys, but both of these guys, the Gonzalez's and their families, and the Loggies especially, they did a lot for me and my family along the way. Loggie was one of the non-commissioned officers there that was kind of running the show when I first got there, and then I met Hubert as a patient, and then both sides it helped mend my heart and my soul. So thank you guys from the bottom of my hearts. Barriers that we faced in our old home. I feel kind of in my heart. I feel kind of silly saying this, and I can give the reason why. I'm a below the knee left side amputee. In the amputee world, if you're a below the knee the left side, that's nothing. You don't belong in this category. That's a paper cut. So I got a lot of friends who are double amputees, triple amputees, quadruple amputees, and amputees with 2nd degree, 3rd degree burns, so on and so forth. So in my heart, when I say I had these barriers, I kind of feel, I need you to understand this, I kind of feel silly, in comparison to these guys. So I have a lot of respect for those guys and girls, but there were some barriers that we faced. The tiny hallways, the showers is a big thing. Once you take off your prosthetic, it's already been 10 years for me, but once I take off my prosthetic, I got to remind myself that I take off my prosthetic because my body still wants to move like I have my prosthetic, and falling a couple of the times in the shower, moving around, getting up out of the couch, so on and so forth. So having a house like this, especially in the shower, it makes a big difference. I work out of state, have an RV, so I have like a little stool, and I took off the prosthetic and I had my right leg down. Well, I was gonna pick up my right leg to clean my I was gonna pick up my right leg to clean my right leg, and I forgot that my left foot is not there. You know, so as soon as I picked it up, well, then I just slid off that little stool there, and Athena's looking at me like I'm crazy. So just little things like that, moving around in the yard. I mean, here, for instance, coming out of the house into the carport, I can just move around here all the way up to the road there, and just with my wheelchair if I have to. I'm a 43-year-old man. I feel pretty strong, but I'm gonna get older, you know, and I think this house is definitely gonna help us out with that and just make things a lot easier. Some of the things that I'm looking forward to is, number one, to me, I like to be outside. I'm a yard guy, I'm a lawn guy, so the physical therapy never stops. It continues every single day. I've been out of, in a prosthetic for 10 years, but physical therapy continues every day, all day. And so having a yard like this, and my boys have no idea what's coming, but having a yard like this, and being all this stuff to do, it's physical therapy. It really is, not only physically, but emotionally and mentally as well. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start raking out all these little dirt areas, so they have no idea what's coming. But I'm excited about that. Another thing I'm looking forward to is just the openness of the home, just being able to move around, help out Rachel with whatever she needs help in. A lot of the times, if I'm on the wheelchair, we got 4 kids, and now they're bigger now. So just, having, 5 people in the kitchen trying to help mom, and then myself moving around in the wheelchair, I'm kind of in the way now. So just being able to have that space to where I can still lend a hand and do, dad stuff is going to be a huge thing that I'm really looking forward to. And then the shower as well, that's going to be pretty neat. Just to be able to sit down and have like a little handrail there that I can hold on to so I don't slip off, because that stuff hurts. So, I could have got out after I was wounded, but I chose not to. Not for the red, white, and blue. Not for the for the continuation of service. But there was 4 huge reasons why I decided not to get out. That's because my kids. They're watching everything I do. They hear everything I say. So how am I going to talk to my kids and tell them in life you're going to come across deterrence, you're going to come across walls, you're going to come across bumps, you're going to come across aggressions and things that are coming against you, and what are you going to do? To me, I was going to determine my future. I was going to determine what I was going to do, and not some Taliban guy who got a lucky shot. So I decided within myself that I needed to do this. I needed to continue on what I said, what I rose my right hand to do, to say that I was going to complete, and because my kids are watching me, that's the biggest reason that I wanted to do that. I just want to be the example, not only talking to them and telling them of things that they need to do, but doing it themselves. And that's where they learn the most, is where they physically see you doing it. And that's an everyday thing. And my wife is my structure. She helped remold all of my insides, where I needed to be adjusted to the right, to the left a little bit, where I need to be lengthened a little bit here, and kind of so forth. That was my wife. So my wife is my structure, and she is everything that holds all of my insides up together. So ladies and gentlemen, please, my wife. And this opportunity right here, this at Home for Our Troops, has given us, along with the help of HEB and yourself, sir, and everybody here, is going to help us out tremendously. This house right here is not going to affect, it's not just going to affect myself, it's going to affect my children, it's going to affect my children's children, and my children's children, so on and so forth. This affects generations, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm working as hard as I can to pay off this home, and this is one less thing that I have to do. I am sick and tired of being away from home, but I'll work until my hands fall off so my kids can have a good life. Just again, I just want to thank Hope for Our Troops. Again, it's just unbelievable. 300 homes already being completed since 2004, with 62, correct, man? 62 in progress as of right now, with 90 cents out of every dollar going to the actual organization. That's pretty unbelievable. And then just reaching out and just making everything so easy for the veteran who's who's being able to accept a home. Just, hey, where do you want to build it? You just point and we'll build it. That's unbelievable. So you guys are God sent, and there's one bigger thing in my heart that's happening more importantly than us getting a house right now. And in my heart, the bigger thing and the most important thing right now is just Americans doing something for a fellow American, and that's unbelievable. So again, guys, I love you all from the bottom of my heart, and thank you so much for coming out.
All right, guys, we got to break in and share this with you.
Yeah, we have some great news for you.
But first, if you fast forwarded to this point without seeing Sergeant First Class Gabe Monreal's speech, you need to go back and watch it.
Rewind.
And have the tissues handy. It is everything that embodies a military veteran, I can tell you that.
And we are proud that we were able to witness his key ceremony. It was an amazing experience. But we have one more thing to share. Our annual Army-Navy game is coming up.
Yeah, the second annual You, Me, and the RV Navy
Showdown
versus Army Showdown.
And I got to tell you, this year I might be a little nervous.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a lot nervous. After watching the last game that they played, well, they've only won 3 games, so what's that tell you?
Yeah,
So
but
I'm not liking Navy's chances this year.
But that's okay. We are still dedicated to the Fisher House because that's what this is going toward.
The real winner.
That's right. So this is going to be a showdown. You basically pick the team you think's going to win, and you promise to donate $5 to Fisher House if your
At
team
least,
loses.
yeah.
For all the details, make sure you drop down and check that link below, and it'll give you everything you need to know about joining our contest, showdown,
That's
fight
right.
to the finish.
Smack talking inter-branch or inter-service rivalry, that's for sure.
Keep watching till the end because we are about to show you the reveal of this house for this amazing family. They have not seen it finished and furnished, and they're about to walk in. And at the very end, we give you your own personal tour of this house from Homes for Our Troops.
Yeah, and they are wearing masks. Everyone there was wearing masks, so you can't really see the true expression when they walk in. But let me tell you, that was the first time they laid eyes on it. Once it was completed and fully furnished, they had no idea what they were walking into. Truly was a great surprise for them.
Yes. So thanks again for all of your contributions to Homes for Our Troops. It was because of you and people like you that they were able to build this house for this family and all the other veterans that they've been building for.
Yeah, and those that are contributing to this day, I mean, we still get contributions for Homes for Our Troops every day. And just so you know, you're witnessing what that money goes to. And that's the important part. And we are humbled by your generosity and the support for our military, right? Active, retired, veterans, you name it. We just love the support.
Yep. And we, of course, will put the link down to Homes for Our Troops. If you haven't made a contribution and you would like to, of course, the link for our Fisher House Face-Off will be down there as well. And without further ado, let's finish up this tour.
My name is Michael Loggy. This is my wife, April Loggy. We got our home from Home for Our Troops back in June 2019. I'm a 20-year Army veteran. I got hurt in 2007 where 39% third-degree burns across my body, lost my left hand and my right thumb. My wife was also injured in Germany.
I spent a little over 12 years in the service in the Army. We both got injured and came to San Antonio for different reasons, but for healing and medical, and met each other, and we've been together since.
And what the home has done for us as a family has brought us closer, less stress of having to worry about the financial hardship of owning a home, but we're able to spend more time together, do family stuff, and function better as a family inside the home with the open concept and the adaptations that it has.
HEB brand Cafe Ole coffee is pretty cool. We may have just found our new coffee because 35 cents of every bag sold comes right here to Homes for Our Troops.
Yeah, that was a nice little surprise. And since, you know, Stacy and I don't start our day without coffee, this is going in the rig as soon as we get back home.
No, they didn't pay us to say it, but you know, it's funny how little things you do can help. And this is one way. You have your coffee, but it does help the organization as well. So, you know, little ways to give back. Welcome to the new house for a recipient of Homes for Our Troops. All right, we just walked in through the front door, and as you can see, it's all completely open. So that way, this huge space, the whole family can enjoy it all at once, and there's complete accessibility throughout. So let's pop over and walk into the kitchen. Check out this kitchen. What you're going to see throughout this house is the fact that everything is made for the veteran in mind. You can see there's accessibility under the sink, there's accessibility under the stove, so nobody's getting out of cooking dinner in this house. It definitely will be joint. So it is absolutely beautiful. The colors are so soothing and so warm. I really love it in here. And as you look back through the living room and the dining room, you're going to notice all this beautiful furniture. Now this house is special because HEB is a sponsor of this house and they actually furnished it throughout. So usually that's not the case with all of the Homes for Our Troops homes, but this one, they looked out because it is beautiful. Welcome to the gorgeous master bedroom. This is really spacious. They have an exit here to the back patio. Also, I just want to point out these windows. These windows are low, so they are accessible for anyone in a wheelchair. And also, instead of rising up, the windows open side to side, so they are easily open by the veteran. Let's check out the master bath. Again, accessibility was really important in here. There are a ton of features I want to point out to you. So, sorry for the echo, but let's start over here. So, of course, there's an opening under the sink. There's also tiltable mirrors, so they can adjust it based on the height, so that's really cool. Over here behind us, this looks like a gorgeous tub, right? It's more than that. It's actually a whirlpool for aqua therapy, so this is really an important part of healing for the veteran. Next up here in the shower, and this is a shower that is accessible. There's no lid on the floor, so they don't have to worry about that. And then Phil, come on in. You can see it'll be easy for them to access the controls on the shower. Now, this looks pretty fancy, right? Well, it is. This has a setting on it where you can punch in the temperature of the water, so it's always at the temperature the veteran needs. And this is really important if the veteran has lost sensitivity, because they won't know if the water's too hot and it could burn them. So that's really cool. Come on over to the closet. Or to the bathroom. Again, this was made with accessibility in mind. As you can see, there is plenty of room for them to maneuver, and it has a bidet. This house is 2,800 square feet of gorgeous.
Yeah, it is. It's plenty big, and the furniture in here throws it off. It doesn't feel that big until you start walking around. Then you really notice the size.
Yeah, they did a wonderful job with this house. This closet is nice and roomy, and you can pull down the rods so anyone can reach it no matter their height. It's really cool.
Even the guest bathroom or the second bathroom is accessible via wheelchair. You can come in, turn around. Nobody's getting out of cleaning this bathroom.
Even the laundry room is completely accessible. The washer and dryer have been elevated, so they can easily get to their laundry and take care of that, as well as the sink in the back. One of the things they've installed, and that is an automatic door to help them get in and out. And you'll also notice that it is, there's no carpet, there's no thresholds in here to bump over, and the doors are easy in and out as well. Welcome to the backyard. What you'll notice about this backyard when we pop up our B-roll is they actually built a sidewalk all the way around the house. So the veteran is able to come around without difficulty. They're not going to get stuck in the dirt and the mud, and they can hang out with the kids. They can come out and hang out and at the fire pit or a barbecue, whatever they need. Now this house is also equipped with a 20 watt generator?
20,000.
That's right. I knew that didn't sound right.
20 watt wouldn't power a radio.
I know. Okay, this house is equipped with a 20,000 watt generator, and that's really important for some of our veterans because if the power goes off, they won't be able to charge their wheelchair or their prosthetics. So that's really important. It's pretty amazing all the fancy stuff they put in here just to make life totally normal for our veterans.
All right, I know you couldn't have been here in person, but let me tell you, this was just a fabulous ceremony. All the speeches we heard, especially from the veteran himself receiving the house.
Yes.
I mean, if you were online or if you don't drop a few tears watching this later, I don't know how you're living because this was some good stuff.
It was amazing. It's so amazing. I'm so heartfelt. I'm so glad we got to come and we get to share it with you, and you can see where all your donations are going. So this is an amazing family, and they're truly deserving for this house.
Yeah, I mean, they're rebuilding lives aside from building homes, and that was what was key that I took away from the ceremony, is that Homes for Our Troops truly cares about the veteran getting their life back together.
Yeah, so thanks again for all you guys do for us. We have the best community online, and we really appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us and for all the donations, and we love the fact that you care as much for our veterans as we do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is just a great day to be an American, I can tell you that.
Amen.